Yes, in my last video I discussed about Euler's graph. Now let us talk about the Hamilton graph or Hamilton cycle or Hamilton path. Now we have already classified the walks. I told you that walk is closed walk, open walk, right? Then I told you when I am talking about the open walk, I get the definition of trail and path. When I speak about closed walk, I get the definition of circuit and cycle. When I talk about the open walk, the graph, Euler graph come into picture in the sense that if I can figure out the path in it, right? Same way, when I figure out a cycle, then I get the Hamilton. Now let us discuss how. Now, what exactly is a definition? Suppose G is a connected graph, okay? So the very first thing I need is a connected graph. What is a connected graph? We have discussed this in the last video. So connected graph is a graph when there is a path between every pair of vertex. Then it is called the connected graph. Otherwise it is disconnected, which can be splitted into components. Okay, that all we discussed in the last video. Last video was little bit huge, 1 hour video, but please go through it. It is very important for this video as well. Okay. Now, as I said, G is a connected graph, and if there is a cycle in G, okay, if there is a cycle in G, what is a cycle now? I am searching cycle in G. And what is a cycle? Alternate sequence of vertex and edges starting from the same vertex and at the same vertex, and I should not repeat any vertex, right? So I should have a cycle in it in such a way that it contains all the vertices of G. Okay, so I should have a cycle in such a way that it should contain all the vertices of G. Then it is called a Hamiltonian cycle in G. Okay, and the graph is called Hamiltonian graph. Simple words, again I will repeat, if you have any graph G which is connected in nature and you can figure out a cycle in it which contain all the vertices of graph G, then it is called the Hamiltonian cycle in G, and the graph itself is called Hamiltonian graph. Same way, if I have a connected graph and I can figure out a path in it, okay, if I can figure out a path in it which contain all the vertices of G, then it is called Hamiltonian path. Okay, now what is the important thing I should remember here? We know that in a cycle, if there are n vertex, then it has n edges. Okay, if a cycle has n vertex, it has n edges. We have proved this in the previous video, because when I talk about a cycle, if edge is entering, it has to come out. Okay, so every vertex is followed by a edge. So if there is a n vertex, there are n vertex, then there will be n edges. Okay, now how I will give an example. Now suppose this is the connected graph. It is the simplest connected graph, A, B, C, D, and let me make this also. It is a connected graph, right? Pick up any two vertex, you can go from one to other. That is why it is a connected graph. Now what is a Hamilton cycle here? Okay, now cycle is an alternate sequence of vertex and edge starting with the same vertex and at the same vertex. Okay, and I should search a cycle. See, I have a cycle ABD. I have a cycle BCD. But I am searching a cycle which cover all the vertex. So what is the easiest cycle? A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. It is a cycle. Though this is also a cycle, but it is not Hamiltonian because C is missing. This is also a cycle, but it is not a Hamiltonian cycle because A is missing, right? So this ABCD is a cycle like this. This is a cycle which contain all the vertex of the connected graph G. So it is called a Hamiltonian graph. Okay, now observe the thing that I have 4 vertex in the cycle, so there are 4 edges in the cycles. And if I look at the whole graph, there were 5 edges. and the cycle contain only 4 edges. Okay. Now what exactly is a Hamiltonian path? I told you, if there is a connected graph G and if there is a path including all the vertices, then it is called the Hamiltonian path. So if I talk about the same graph, what will be the Hamiltonian path? I want to cover all the vertex, right? And path, I don't have a restriction that I should start with one and come back to the same one. So this is a Hamiltonian path. If this is A, B, C, D, this is Hamiltonian path. Even if I make like this, it is a Hamiltonian path because I am covering all the 4 vertex and it is a path. Correct. What is the important note over here? If there are n vertex, and it will always have n vertex and n minus 1 edges. This also I proved in the last video. Ki in a path, if there are n vertex, there will be n minus 1 edge. What is the simple concept of path? If I am starting, every vertex is followed by a edge. Okay, see, if this is a vertex, it is followed by a edge. Then again vertex came, followed by a edge. Again vertex came, then followed by a edge. Only last vertex is not followed by a edge. That's why the number of edges are 1 less than the number of vertex. Correct? So this is what we have to do. Now in this, look at this graph. We already know this graph. Now tell me the name. It is a hypercube. Why you should remember the name? Sometime in exam they ask by the name. So it is represented by Q4 and it is hypercube. In handshaking property, where I discussed the regular graph, that time I told you K regular graph with the vertices 2 to the power K is called hypercube, QK hypercube. Okay, so this is a cubic hypercube because every vertex has the degree 3 and the number of vertices 2 to the power 3. So it is Q4. Now, what to do? I want to find out a Hamiltonian cycle in this. Let me name it A, B, C and D. P, Q, R and S. Now can you find out the Hamiltonian cycle? Hamiltonian cycle means you start with any vertex, come back to that vertex, okay, and you make sure that you are covering all the vertex. Okay, so let's start with A. Okay, now if I am starting with A, I should go here. Okay, I need to cover the vertex, not the edges. Now this, I can have a different way also. Okay, I am just trying my way. If D to A I will go, I will miss S, R, Q. So I should enter here inside. Then S is covered. From S I should go to R. Then I should go to Q. And then I should go to P, and from P to A. So this is a Hamiltonian cycle. I have not repeated any vertex, but I have covered all the vertex. So it is a Hamiltonian cycle. So Q4 is a Hamiltonian graph. So it is a very important question. Show that Q4 or hypercube is a Hamiltonian graph. Same way, there is a very important question K33, which is known as Kuratowski's second graph, is also a Hamiltonian graph. So you should search how to make a cycle in that. Okay, so this is K33. We have to prove that it is Hamiltonian graph, or I have a Hamiltonian cycle in this. Randomly start with any vertex. It is up to you how to start. So let me start with A. Now I should cover all the vertex, and it should be a sequence of vertex edge, and I should come back to A. So let me go to P, because only that is the option. From P to I can go to B. From B I can go to Q. From Q I can go to C. From C I can go to R. From R to B. Okay, so I started from A, B, Q, then Q to C and C to R, right? Now from R I can directly go to this path. I should not take this, because if I am taking this, what is happening? I am going back to B, which is not allowed. I should reach back to A. So from here I will directly go to A. Correct. So this is how I got a Hamiltonian cycle. Now here is one property you should remember, कि if I am talking about any complete graph, bipartite graph, if it is Kmn, it will have a cycle only if Hamiltonian cycle if m is equal to n, but it is not valid for k11 because it won't form a cycle. But if you take k22 also, like two vertex here, two vertex here, so you can easily do from one vertex go here, then here, okay, and then here and then here. So this will become your Hamiltonian cycle. Same way 3 I shown you कि I went from, I'll show you again, A to P, P to B, like alternate way you should move, and then you should reach back to the first. So Hamiltonian cycle you have, but it will not have the Euler's. For Euler's also we have the conditions that it has to be odd, right? Or Euler's I will anyways discuss with you later on, but for Hamiltonian cycle this is a condition that you should figure out. Okay, so you remember this property that in complete bipartite graph Kmn, it will have Hamiltonian cycle only if m is equal to n, but k11 is not possible. K22 is Hamiltonian, k33 is Hamiltonian, just now we shown that. Also in Kmn, it will be a Euler graph, or it will have a Euler circuit only and only if m and n are even. Because in Euler graph we have read the condition that we will have a Euler's graph or Euler cycle circuit only if the degree is even. That is what we have discussed in the last video also. So if you have K22, then it will be a Euler graph. If you have K44, it will be a Euler graph. So usually they ask a question, show that K33 is Hamiltonian but not Euler. So you can write a statement that K33 is Hamiltonian because we know a complete graph Kmn is Hamiltonian if m is equal to n, and then you can show it by this diagram, with this graph, right? And then you say we know that Kmn is Euler only if m and n are even, because we know that a Euler's graph is formed only if the degree of a vertex is even, which we have discussed in Konigsberg bridge problem as well, right? So that is how you have to do. Even you can draw and show that you can't have a Euler circuit over here, right? So this was the basic about Hamiltonian path and Hamiltonian cycle and Hamiltonian graph. Now let us do few questions based on that. Look at this question. Now they are saying find the Hamiltonian path. So let us try to find out the Hamiltonian path on this. So path means I need to cover all the vertex for sure, but it should not be, it is not closed, because if it is closed it become a cycle. So I will start from A, I'll go to B, then I'll go to C, I go to F, I go to E, I go to D, then I come to this, I go to H, and I go to I. So it is a Hamiltonian path. You can start with B also, you can start with G also, but you should travel in such a way that I should have a alternate sequence and I should cover all the vertex. And in exam when you draw this, apart from that you should write also, okay, you should write A to B, B to C, like that you should define the whole path. Now it is very clear the way I have drawn, I cannot have the Hamiltonian cycle here, because now from I cannot go back to A, because if from I go this side, I will again trace F, which is not allowed. If I go here again, I will trace this, which is not allowed. So it does not have a Hamiltonian cycle, right? Though we will be proving this by two different methods later, because this question is very important to show that there is a Hamiltonian path and find it out. Okay, then there is a question, show that I do not have Hamiltonian cycle here. So to show that it does not have a Hamiltonian cycle, we have two methods which I will discuss later on. Okay, but right now it is a Hamiltonian path. Now you come to this question. This question is again very important question. Find the Hamiltonian cycle in this graph. So it looks very complicated, but if you start with one vertex and you try to trace all the vertex, you will easily get it. Okay, so let us start with the, you can pause the video and you can try to search your own cycle and then you check whether it is correct or not. So it is like a game. You have to move to all the vertex. You have to cover all the vertex without repeating the vertex. So I am starting with A, then I am going to E, then I am planning to go to L. I may get stuck and I may become wrong in the way, then I will change it. Okay, then from L I can go to M, or I can, let me go here, Then if I come down, I can cover this. So this edge was unnecessary actually. I can cover by this 2 vertex. So I went there. Now from S, M, I can go to, only option is N. Now from N to P I can go to Q also. But here I will have 4 options. So better I'll go to P first. From N, let me go to P. Okay, and then from P, let me come back to Q because inside also I need to enter. Now from Q where I can enter, I can go to this I need to cover because here I can't go. S already is touched. But R I need to cover. So I have to go in the center. Now from R I can go to C, and from C I can go to where I can't go to A. If I go to A, it will be a cycle, but it will not be a Hamiltonian cycle. I need to cover all the vertex. So from C I go back to D. Now from D, if I go to B, again I can't come back. So from D I should go to F. And from F I can go to B, and from B I can go to A. And see, I got a very beautiful Hamiltonian cycle. Right? So this is how you have to do the question. Correct? Now let's move to next one. Now show that K33 is complete bipartite graph is a Hamiltonian but not Euler, which I just now explained you. By theoretically, if I say, I know what is the condition for Hamiltonian, ki n should be equal to m in Kmn. And for Euler, m and n should be even. So here they are equal, so it is complete bipartite. We have drawn the graph and shown, and since 3 is not an even number, so it is not a Euler. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Hypercube has a Hamiltonian cycle. This also I explained you in the beginning with the definition. If you remember, this was the hypercube. So we have searched the Hamiltonian cycle. So this is also we have done. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, now there are few important results which you need to remember. We don't need the proof of these results. They are out of our scope. They are known as ORS theorem also. And there are few questions which you can do based on these results. I'll come back to this results, but before that I want to discuss something else which is more nice, which you will like, and this question also we will discuss based on the those results, which is very important question. Okay, now come to this. This is something very important when it comes to Hamiltonian graph. In a complete graph, the moment I read a sentence, please go back to your memory and think. Complete means there is a path between every two vertices. With n vertices, where n is odd, there are n minus 1 edge disjoint cycles. Now, what is this edge disjoint cycle? That you need to understand. Now, suppose if you have a graph like this is just for your understanding. So, what is a cycle? This is a cycle. Correct? Now, read the sentence. It is a complete graph also. They are saying if there is a complete graph with n vertex and n is odd, 1, 2, 3, so odd. There are n minus 1 by 2 disjoint cycle, means 3 minus 1 upon 2 is 1. So I got one cycle here. Means they want to say if I have 5 vertex, okay, if I have 5 vertex, then I can make how many cycles? 5 minus 1 is 4, 4 by 2. Okay, so understand the result. If it is 3 vertex, 1 cycle, 5 vertex, 2 cycles, 7 vertex, 3 cycles, 9 vertex, 9 minus 1 is 8, 8 by 2, 4 cycles. So I can have 4 cycles. So this theorem proof also I'll tell, but more than the proof, what is very important here is, in exam very often they ask a question ki show that in a complete graph with 5 vertex, there are 2 disjoint cycles and draw the cycles. Okay, very important question. So let us see the proof first. The proof says that we will prove the proof in 2 parts. First part is says that if there is a complete graph with n vertices and n is odd, okay, how you will obtain the cycle. The first cycle is the original cycle, which you can see. The second cycle you obtain by rotating it by 360 upon n minus 1. Second cycle by this, and third cycle by this, and so on, all the cycles. Okay, since I have n greater than 3, so n minus 3 times I have done. Now every rotation gives a Hamiltonian cycles, means we have n minus 3 upon 2 rotations. Let it be k. So total there will be k plus 1 rotation, 1 original and the k rotations. So how many rotations I can have? n minus 3 upon 2 plus 1, which is n minus 1 by 2. So this is the simple proof of the theorem. But more than the proof, I need you guys to learn and understand how to do the question. Now see the question. How many edge disjoint Hamiltonian cycle exist in the complete graph with 7 vertices? Now if it is a 2 marker, okay, 2 markers, then they will ask only first part. So what I will do, I know that in a Hamiltonian cycle, that statement I'll write n minus 1 by 2 disjoint cycles are there. Now what is the n given in this question? 7. 7 minus 1 is how much? 6. 6 by 2 is what? 3. Means 3 cycles. Now let me show you how to prove this. Now they are saying 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now see, I will do this question, but before doing this question I want to move in a sequence. Okay, let me start with 3. So let us see here. Now n is equal to 3 means what is a cycle? Now this is n is equal to 3. So the cycle is like this. If it is A, B and C. Okay, let me start this. So my cycle will be A, B and C. Correct? Now, if n is equal to 5, now understand. Now it make a change. So 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Name it A, B, C, D, E. It is very important. Please pay attention. Now what is the first cycle? First cycle is when I will just draw the boundary. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It is a cycle. Correct? It is a cycle. Sorry, my vertex went wrong when I am using this method. Okay, let me do this. Okay, just ignore the other part. Or let me try to rub it. Okay, it is done. So this is also done. This is also done. Okay. So now I have A, B, C, D and here E. Correct? So I got all the one cycle I have got. Okay. First cycle I got A, B, C, D and E. Correct. Now let me search the second cycle. So now what you should do for the second cycle, you should start leaving one. We are rotating as per the theorem. So from A, if I am starting, I will go to C. Okay. Now from C, I will go to E. 3 vertex cover. From E, I will go to B. Then I will go to D. And then I will go back to A. So I got the second cycle as well. So you have to write it in exam. First cycle is A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E and E to A. Second cycle A to C, C to E, E to B, B to D, D to A. Now come to third cycle. Okay, now third cycle again, let me start from A. Okay, and how I will go? I will leave 2, 2. Okay, so I will go to, now first you think that way, I am telling 2 cycles I already got and n is 5. So 5 minus 1 upon 2 is how much? 4 by 2. So I can have only 2 cycles. I cannot search the third cycle. Okay, now let me do this question for n is equal to 7, which was my previous question. Now I hope you understood the concept. So let us do this question. Now you have 7 vertex. Okay, so let me draw this thing. First cycle with the 7 vertex will be what? If I start from here, so first cycle will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, see if I have this, my cycle will be 7 vertex I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many vertex I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 vertex. So I will join this. Correct? So I have got this. Or let me remove this. Right? Name it. I'll show it again. A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Correct? So first cycle, as I said, I will make the boundary. Okay. Now when I want to make the second cycle, start from A, leave one vertex. And since it is 7, 3 cycles I am searching. So 1, again leave the one vertex, go to E, then go to G, then go to B, come back to E, I cannot come. I should go to D, right? So wait, I'll just rub it. Okay, now see, I have started from A to C, one vertex I have to leave. A to C, leave D, go to E. Leave F, go to G. Then after G, leave A, go to B. Now leave C and come to D. Okay, leave E, go to F. Okay, leave G, go to A. I got a cycle. Second cycle got. Now come to the third cycle. When you are drawing the third cycle, leave two vertex. Start with A. So now start with A, leave B and C and directly jump to D. Now leave E and F and go to G. A and B, go to C. D and E, go to F. F and A, go to B. Leave C and D and go to E. Leave F and G and go to A. So I got 3 disjoint cycle. Right? Now see, when you have n is equal to 3, you got 3 minus 1 upon 2, that is 1 cycle. When n was equal to 5, I have shown you 5 minus 1 upon 2, that is 2 cycles. Now when n is equal to 7, you got 7 minus 1, 6 by 2, that is 3 cycles. Same way, if n is equal to 9, I will have 4 cycle. 9 minus 1, 4 cycle. So same way you put 9 dots, make boundary, that will be your first cycle. Then leave one vertex and join, second cycle. Leave two vertex and join, third cycle. Leave three vertex and join, then you will have the fourth cycle. Right? So you can draw that as a homework. So it's an easy part. Okay. But it is very, very important. Now look at this question. Draw the graph which has Euler circuit and Hamiltonian cycle. Very simple graph. Can you do this? I'll take this color. Okay, or better, let me draw this. Correct? Now see here, it is very clearly, if I talk about A, B, C, D. What is a Hamiltonian cycle? A, B, C, D. What is a Euler circuit? Easily you can figure it out. You have to cover all the edges without repeating the edge. So again A, B, C, D. Correct now? So that is very easy. Now come to the next one. Graph with Euler circuit, but but no Hamiltonian cycle. So I will draw and you verify your result. Suppose this is a graph. Okay, and like this. Okay, so now here very easily you can show. See, Hamiltonian cycle, this Euler circuit, if I am searching, I should start from with this edge cover, this edge cover. Okay, now this edge cover, this edge cover, this edge is also covered, this edge and this edge. So I got a Euler circuit. So it is a Euler graph. But if you start searching Hamiltonian cycle, you will not get Hamiltonian cycle. We will prove some result which we can apply directly here. But if you try like this, you will not get it. Okay. Now come to the next one. Next one is G with Hamiltonian cycle, but no Euler circuit. Okay. So simple. If you draw like this, just reverse this thing. No Euler circuit I want, right? So look at this one. Now I am not making any vertex at the center, so it will work. Now see. Now can you find out the Hamiltonian cycle here? I have only 4 vertex around. Right? So 4 vertex means the easiest thing for me now here. Start from here. Go here. Okay, go here. Come back. This is Hamiltonian cycle. What else I want? Right? But if you try to search, you won't get the Euler circuit here. Okay. Now G with no Hamiltonian cycle or Euler. This is the simple. So I don't have a cycle. When they are saying no Hamiltonian cycle, make a graph which does not have a cycle. So this is a cycle, very easy graph. And then Euler's circuit also I cannot make here, correct? So here also I can't complete it, so it is not a Euler circuit also, right? So this is how you should understand and remember the questions. Now there are very important question. Peterson graph is not Hamiltonian, and as well as one more graph I have drawn, that is also not Hamiltonian. That is a different method which I need to teach you. But before that, let's come back to the properties which we left on the way. So now let's see these properties. This will be applied in the questions. That's why I came back. Now what is the first important result? The very first important result, okay, this we have done, is that if G is a connected graph with degree k is greater than 0, okay, then Hamiltonian path must contain at least one edge incident on V and at most two edges incident on V. Means if I am talking about a connected graph, we are very clear about the connected graph where degree is greater than 0, okay, we are clear about degree. Then the Hamiltonian path, okay, if there is a Hamiltonian path, it must contain at least one edge incident on V and at most two, means maximum two should be there, not more than that. Now look at this one. This I will be using in the question. I will show you. Second result, same thing. If G is a connected graph with degree k greater than 0, then Hamiltonian cycle will contain exactly two edges incident on V. So if you see all the questions we have done, whatever cycle we have traced, you will find there are exactly two edges incident on V. Let's move here and see. See, this is a Hamiltonian cycle. The green color is a Hamiltonian cycle. If you just trace the cycle over here, you will find that every vertex has degree 2. Look at this. Every vertex has degree 2. Look at this. Every vertex in a cycle. Don't see the whole graph. Like here, if you see, this is the orange color. This vertex, 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 and this vertex all have degree 2. So that is the meaning of result 2. Right? So Hamiltonian cycle should not have more than 2 degree for every vertex. Now come to this second result. In a simple connected graph with n vertices, the sum of degrees of every pair of non-adjacent vertex greater than or equal to n, then the graph is Hamiltonian. Now look at this one. A simple connected graph. The moment I said word simple, I should not have the loops, I should not have the parallel edges. And it is connected graph also with n vertices. And I have n vertices, okay, and n is greater than or equal to 3, that is also the thing. The sum of degrees of every pair of non-adjacent vertices. Now non-adjacent vertices we are very clear. So I am saying the sum of degrees, okay, of every pair of this type of vertex, then the graph is Hamiltonian. Simple example, look at this one. It is a simply connected graph. N is greater than 3. Now the sum of degree of every pair of non-adjacent. This is non-adjacent, this is non-adjacent. What is the sum of degree? Here degree is 2, here degree is 2. So 4 is greater than or equal to n. Yes, degree is 4 and sum is also 4. So it is equal. That is why this graph is Hamiltonian. Okay. And even if you want, even if you join like this, it is correct. Because here, what is the degree? 3 and 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay. Which is greater than or equal to n. Now also, if the degree of every vertex is greater than or equal to n by 2, then the graph is Hamiltonian. Clearly here, degree of each vertex, okay, each vertex is greater than or equal to n by 2. N is 4. Correct now? So here 3 by 2 is 1.5, here 2. So that is also working. So now this 4 result I am going to use in few questions. Questions are not that very important, but okay, we need to learn them. One question is very important. Now look at this. Show that the complete graph with n vertex, okay, show that the complete graph Kn, actually it should be Kn, greater than, where n is greater than or equal to 3 is a Hamiltonian graph. So show that the complete graph Kn, okay, here K should come, complete graph Kn where n is greater than or equal to 3 is Hamiltonian. Okay, now what is a concept we have to keep in mind? We know that in Kn, every vertex has a degree n minus 1. That we have already proved कि in a complete graph, degree n means degree of every vertex is n minus 1, and very simple way to prove also कि it is a complete graph means there is a connection between all the graph, right? We have already discussed this in a video where I discussed the complete graph. So please go through that and read the definition of complete graph. So this result also I told that in a complete graph, degree of each vertex is n minus 1. Now what you have to prove? That this degree n minus 1 should be greater than n by 2. Then we are done by our result. By this result. Correct? Now, since they have written that n is greater than or equal to 3, I can write n is greater than or equal to 3. Okay? Which implies, if I subtract 2 on both the side, this. Now, if something is greater than 1, definitely it is greater than 0 also. Correct? Now, multiply both the side by, add both the side by n. So, it will become 2n. Okay? Okay. So, n minus 2, 2 is greater than or equal to n. Now, divide whole equation by 2. So, n minus 1, okay, is greater than or equal to n by 2. I am done. Because what is the statement? If degree of each vertex is greater than or equal to n by 2, then it is Hamiltonian. And that is what I have proved. But only result you should remember is this. Ki in Kn, every vertex has a degree n minus 1. Okay. Now look at the next question. Show that every simple k regular graph with 2k minus 1 vertex is Hamiltonian. Okay. Now what exactly is a statement? Simple graph we understood. K regular means degree of each vertex is k. And how many vertex are there? 2k minus 1 vertex are there. So I have to show that it is a Hamiltonian graph. Right? Now, since it is a k regular, every vertex has a degree k. Right? Now we know that k is greater than k minus 1 by 2. Obviously, if I subtract something, it will become smaller. Now, k is greater than, can I take 1 by 2 common? So, 2k minus 1. So, k is greater than 1 by 2. And how many vertex are there here? N vertex, right? 2k minus 1 is n. So, let the number of vertex be n. So, 2k minus 1, it is given it is 2k minus 1 vertex. So, I replace it by n. So, what happened? The degree of every vertex is greater than n by 2. The moment I said by result, I am done. These two questions are for your understanding. They are not very, very important. But yes, it is very good for your understanding of the results I have given. And proof of those results is not required. Now, this question is very important where the results are used. Okay. Now, see what exactly is a question. There is a meeting, 10 people sitting. Now, at a time, a person can sit maximum along with the 4 people. Now, in the second sitting, they are saying that they should not sit next to the same person. Okay. So, that is what we have to show that they can do it or not. So, of course, if there is a Hamiltonian cycle, means they can do it. Correct. Now, how I will start? That a person can sit at most next to 4 person in the first round. So if he sat next to 1 person, maximum 4 they have said, means in the second round he has 9 options. If he sat next to 2 people, in the next round he has 8 options. 3 means 7. 4 means 6. So I can say in the second round he has at least 5 options. Either 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Correct. So in the second round he has at least 5 options. So if this is a person, he can sit next to at least 5 people. It can be more than 5, at least 5. Right. Means the degree of each vertex is at least 5. And 5 is nothing but 10 by 2. And how many people are there? There are 10 people. So the number of vertex is 10. And degree of each vertex is less than 10 by 2. right? Greater than 10 by 2 because at least, correct? So by my result, I am done. Look at the result. The result says this only, na? Ki number of vertex by 2 should be less than the degree. That is what we have done. Ki degree is greater than 10 by 2. So this arrangement is possible. So this question many times they have asked in exam. So very simple concept, that statement you write and explain like this and then you are done. Correct. Now let's move to the last two questions which I kept pending because I needed these results as well for those questions. Now those questions I can do in two different ways. This is one is the Peterson graph and the other one is this graph which we have already discussed, that we have figured out what is the Hamiltonian path in this, right? That was the second question I explained you. So let me again tell you that I cannot have a Hamiltonian cycle here. There are two ways to do this, rather three ways. First, you try to trace and you can say we are not able to find out the cycle. The other thing you can say, it cannot have Hamiltonian cycle as there are 9 vertex. Okay, there are number of vertex is equal to 9 and degree of each is 3. Okay, degree of each vertex is 3. So what is happening? What is the statement or the result just now I have learned? Ki the degree should be greater than or equal to n by 2. So n by 2 is here 4.5. So my degree is less than 4.5. So I cannot have the Hamiltonian cycle over here. Correct. Now there is another way. One way searching which is not working. The other way like this you can say. And the best way is to work it out and show it. Now how to work it out and show it, that I'll explain you. Okay. See now what I will be doing. This graph has 9 vertex and it has 12 edges. Correct. And if you observe, I am searching the Hamiltonian cycle and there is a property that in Hamiltonian cycle, not in the whole graph, in Hamiltonian cycle every vertex should have degree 2. And if you observe, every vertex over here has the degree 3. Each vertex, degree of each vertex here is equal to 3. So what you have to do, you have to make a cycle, you need to make degree 2 for the cycle. So while tracing the cycle, you need to ignore one edge incident on that vertex, then only it will work. Okay, so how I can do, when I am moving along the cycle, while creating the cycle, I will try to eliminate one edge from it. Okay, so how many vertex I have? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and I. Let me see how many edges I can delete from here. Now let me start with A. If I start with A and if I go to B, okay, now B has a degree 2, so I have no issues. So I will move further. I'll go to C. Now I can omit only one, right? So what I am doing, the first thing, I am deleting the edge CI. I am not going along CI. So I am deleting CI. So when I am deleting CI, C and I are gone. And I am directly going to F. Okay, now when I reach to my Hamiltonian cycle, if I remove CI, so this C has now degree 2. So it works because my concept is very simple. Every vertex should have degree 2. Right, when I started with A has a degree how much? 3. So I should delete a edge over there also. So I will delete, say, AD. I'll write AD here. So A is gone and D is also gone. Okay, because that edge is gone. So now degree of A is also 2. Degree of B is also 2. Degree of C is also 2. And degree of F is 3. So again I have a problem. Now from F to E I'll go. So if F to E I am going, so Fi I can remove. So remove Fi. So Fi if I remove, I is already gone, F also I removed. Correct. Now E has a degree 2, so I have no issues. Now go to D. Now when I go to D, AD is already removed. Right, AD is already removed. So degree of D is 2 only. So I have no problem at all. So from D to G I'll go. Now G if I go, I can see the degree is 3 at DG. Since I have traced, okay, so I cannot delete DG. So I have option of AG, but if I remove and GH, if I remove GH, I can't move further. So I will remove AG. Now if I remove AG, A is gone and G is gone. So now degree of G is 2. So from G to H I went. H has a degree 2 only, so no issues. From H to I will go. Now if from H to I went, I reached to I. Now I want to go back. Correct, I want to go back. Now CI is also not there. IH is also not there because I have already removed it. So at any cost I can't go there first of all. And if I observe, if I have removed these 4 edges to do this, how many edges are left? What is 12 minus 4? It is 8. But the number of edges in a Hamiltonian cycle are always equal. So what happened? I got a problem. So I cannot have Hamiltonian cycle over here. So there was a graph given. I started removing the edge so that I can achieve a target of 2 degree for each vertex of a Hamiltonian cycle. But while doing this, I reached to a point where I was left with only 8 edges, which is less than the number of vertex. And in the very beginning, I told you that in a Hamiltonian cycle, if there are n vertex, there should be n edges. So I failed to get a Hamiltonian cycle. So this is the best way to explain, right? Now come to Peterson graph. I will do the same process in the Peterson graph. Now what exactly is a Peterson graph? The Peterson graph is like this. Okay, then okay, I should join them. It is a star, so I should have this. Okay, then I should have this, and I should have this as well. Okay, so this is a Peterson graph. Correct. Now this is not Peterson. I am still doing. This is a Peterson graph, and I told you, you remember the name of all these: Kuratowski's first graph, complete bipartite graph, then Peterson graph, hypercube graph. That you should know. Otherwise, simple question also you will miss just because you don't remember the name of the graph. Okay, if I am using this app, I am not able to draw, so I'll just remove this and I'll draw it simply. One second, I'll draw it again. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so now this is a Peterson graph. My simple pen is better than the technology, or I am not a technical person, so I am doing the mistake. Okay, let's do this. Okay, fine. So let me first name it. So A, B, C, D and E. Okay, inside also I'll name it. So I'll name it P, Q, N, M. Randomly I am putting any names. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule to move. Now in this also you talk like that. How many vertex are there? Vertex are 10 and edges are 15. And in Hamiltonian cycle I should have, but this is about the graph. Okay, this is about the graph. Now if you start searching a cycle, Hamiltonian cycle over here, like you did here in the last question, correct? So what happened? Ki in this graph, I can see that degree of each vertex is 3. So when I am tracing the cycle, when I am going to the vertex, I should have degree 2 only. So I have to remove few edges, right? So what I am doing, I will start moving and framing a cycle, and wherever required I will remove the edges. Okay, and at the end I will come to a conclusion that number of edges becomes less than the number of vertex, so I cannot have the cycle. This is the formula. Now start with A. Now when I am starting with A, I will go to B, simple way. Okay, then I am going to C, right? So definitely if I am going from A to B and B to C, I am not deleting AB and BC. So I have to remove the other edges connected to it, right? So which edge I will be deleting first? From A, which edge I can delete? AL I can delete and AE I can delete. So I'll remove AL. Okay, and here let me list out my vertex also. So A, B, C, D, E, L, M, N, O, P. So first when I deleted AL, A and L are gone. Okay, then I went to B to C, so BM also I deleted. So I am B and M are not there. Okay, B and M are also gone. Now from C, I will go to D. So again, which one I have to leave? I have to drop CN. So C is gone and N is gone. I need to cut all the vertex. Okay, so CN is also gone now. Now from C to D I came, from D to let me go to E. So here DQ I should delete, right? So now I can delete DQ or O, sorry, this is O, because here I took O. So O is gone and D is also gone, right? Now from E to I can go, if I go to A, my all the vertex inside will be left. So I should go inside the star now. So from E to P I went. So E has a degree now 3. Since I took a division here, so I have to remove AE now. Correct. Now the moment I am removing AE, so now A is gone and E is also gone. Correct. So I have already removed AL, BM, CN, and here I forgot to write this DO. I cut here but I forgot to write. Then from D to E I went, E to P I went, so AE I have deleted. So how many I have deleted? Just have a trace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I have deleted. So number of vertex and edges are now equal, but I still reach to only P. Right? Now from P you can go to say N. I want to touch all the vertex. If I go to N, CN was already removed. So I have no issues. Here the degree is proper. Okay. So from N to I can go to L. This was already deleted. Right. This was already deleted. So their degree is problem is not there. This is also deleted and this is also deleted. Okay. So now from N I can go to L. Correct. Now N also has no issues because the degree is 2 only. Now from L, what I will do? I will go to O. Correct. O was deleted earlier. So this OD was deleted. So I came to O. So this vertex also I have covered. Correct. Now from O to I can go to M. I reach to M. Now degree of M is what? Degree of M is also 2. Now from M where I should go? Right? From M where I should go is a problem. And I have already deleted how many edges? AL, BM, CN, OD, AE, and now here when I come to P I need to delete one. So this one was also deleted. Correct. So MP is also deleted. So P is also gone. Right? P is also gone. Now P is also gone means what? After M, I don't have any place to go. I don't have a way. So graph is incomplete. And how many edges I removed? I removed 6 edges. The moment six edges are removed, I am left with only 9 edges, which fails the condition that in a Hamiltonian cycle, number of edge and vertex are exactly same. So again, Peterson graph is not a Hamiltonian cycle. So this topic Hamiltonian looks heavy because there are so many things in it, but then also it is very, very important, and especially when you have to find out the disjoint cycles and you have to prove that Hamiltonian cycle does not exist, or you have to search the Hamiltonian cycle. These type of questions are very, very important in this. I hope you understood, and let me know if you need any topic specifically. Put in a chat box which topic you want. I will put the video for that. Thank you.